Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today we're going to talk through my plans for the next couple of months reading wise. So this time of year is my favourite time of year with regards to readathons because it is the time that Clear Your Shit happens, and I have taken part in this for the past 3 years, and then I've tried to do the mini ones, but I didn't commit to the one this year as much because my life has been a little bit chaotic, which is fine. So if you don't know, this readathon is very clever, I think. The handle is Mouse Reads. I will link the Twitter down below so you can check it out if that's what you wish to do. I love this readathon. It's really chill, but there's loads of prompts, so you could read so many books, or you could just like double up on prompts. There aren't any real rules, and I love that. I think it's a lot more chill. But I do try and push myself to read a book for every prompt because it's over 2 months. So it used to be from the start of November until like the 27th of December. This year is from the 1st of November until the 31st of December, so we've got a whole 2 months to read books that fill these prompts. So that is my plan, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to go through them with you because why not? The other cool thing about this readathon is that you can create a character card and you can come up with, well, you don't come up with, you choose weaknesses, strengths and a weapon, and later on in the readathon every couple of weeks there is a prompt that is released that fits into what you picked. So my ones that I have picked, my weakness that I have picked is readathon harlot. You join at readathons even though you always fail them, because I do. Then my strength was a CUS veteran. You've participated in previous years, because I have. And then I've picked the monster under your bed as my weapon because look how cute he is. He is so cute. He's super cute. So those are the strength, weakness and weapon choice. Well, not the choices, but that's what I've picked. Like I said, go to the Twitter down below and you'll find the cards and all of the graphics and stuff, so you can pick what you wish to do if you want to take part. But there are so many prompts, so we're just going to rattle through them, and if I've got an idea of kind of what I'm thinking of, I'll let you know. But I just kind of wanted to talk about this readathon, do it as kind of more of a sit down informative video, because I haven't actually sat down and filmed a full video yet in this house, and it's the end of October. Almost. We've got a week left, and I haven't really sat down and filmed anything for the past couple of months since I did Vida 2, so I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things really. So the prompts for this, so we've got Meet Cute, a book with a romance plot or subplot, which I think I'm going to struggle with. As you guys may know, I'm not a romance reader, I say it all the time, but I'm sure I can find something with a romance plot. I really want to read Kingdom of the Cursed, which is the sequel to Kingdom of the Wicked. That has got a romance plot in it, quite a spicy one if I'm honest, and I think it gets spicier in the second book. I haven't attempted to read that yet. I read the first book audibly, I think. Yeah, I did. So we'll see. I might give that a go. That's definitely a thought that I want to read. Then you've got Date Night, a book you could read in one night, so a short book. I have got a few short books that I could read for this prompt, so I'm just going to have a look. I have finished a couple of novellas. I have got one more by Jim Wilborn that I need to read, so maybe I'll read that for this prompt. And Two Birds, One Stone ticks off a prompt, and I can review a short novella that an indie author has written, so that's pretty cool. Then we've got Spicy Night, a book that's sexy under the covers, aka pretty under the dust cover, which when I first saw that I was worried, because like I said, I don't read a lot of romance, so, but pretty under the dust cover, I have plenty of books that could fulfill this prompt. I just have to have a look at my books, mainly obviously my subscription books. A lot of them have like artwork on under the dust jacket or foiling on the hardcover, or some of them have actually been printed, so I have many choices for this prompt. Then we've got Kidnapped, a book with a quest for a lost personal item. I read a lot of fantasy. I'm sure I could find something that this could fulfill. I mean, at the minute, I'm not too sure off the top of my head what this could be, but I'm sure there's loads of things that I could read for this prompt. Then we've got Soulmate Rescue, which is a top secret mini boss battle, which we'll probably do with either the strength, weakness, or weapon. Then there's Happily Ever After, a feel-good book. I'm sure I could find something. Actually, I've got a couple of books that I've got coming through from the library which are middle grade, and I feel like that might fulfill that prompt. I've also got Amari and the Great Game that I want to give a go to, because I really enjoyed Amari and the Night Brothers, which is the first book in that series. So maybe I could do that one. That is usually a feel-good book. I mean, it's a pretty good, solid book, but I'm sure there'll be some feel-good moments in it. So there's a choice for that. Next up is Discover Your Powers Secret World trope. Example, finding Fae actually exist or your family are secretly magical. So I need to read Only a Monster, I think that's the thing, by I want to say it's Vanessa Len, which I was meant to buddy read with Kate ages ago, and she has read it, she has loved it, she has finished it, I have not. So I could restart that book and use that, because in that book she finds out that she is actually part of a monstrous family, or a family of monsters, so that could work. Then we have Training Montage, a book with a journey. Again, I read a lot of fantasy, so I'm sure there's a book with a journey that I could find, even if it's a little bit. I mean, if you're thinking of taking part in this readathon, a book with a journey could literally be something as simple as a road trip, I suppose, as well. It doesn't have to be like a great epic conquest to somewhere else. And the annoying thing is, actually, I have already read The Coward and the Warrior by Stephen Orion, and those would have worked perfectly, because both of those, the first and the second book, The Warrior and the Coward, no, The Coward and the Warrior, wrong way around, are both quest books. They both contain, the main plot of that story is your main character Kel going on these journeys, which is pretty interesting. So, and I highly recommend those books, so if you haven't checked them out, definitely do. Then we've got Find Your Team, a book with a group cast. Again, I'm sure I could find something that would fulfill this prompt. At the minute, I'm not too sure what, but this I could also take as multiple POVs, I guess, because that would also be a group cast. I don't think a group cast means very big. It could literally be 3 people, in my opinion. Obviously, 2 is a duo, that's not a group, so I would go 3 and above. So I'm sure I can find something. I don't think that would be too difficult. Next up is Bonding Time, which is a side quest where you read either Gideon the Ninth and or a memory called Empire and or Gearbreakers. Now I own Gearbreakers, so I could actually do this conquest, which would be really cool. It's not conquest. No, I actually own Gearbreakers, so I could actually take part in this side quest and possibly like double it up with something else as well. I don't know a lot about Gearbreakers off the top of my head, but I do know that it is I want to say it's a sapphic romance in there. So that could fill many prompts if you really wanted to. If you don't want to try and, you know, stress yourself out, because I know not everyone can read, there are more prompts. There are many more prompts. I know how hard it is to read quite a lot of books, and you put a lot of pressure on yourself. And again, reading fantasy, if you are like me, a lot of them are quite chunky, so they're not small books. So you can double up. And I think what I tend to do, slight tangent, which I'm well known for, what I tend to do is I spend November trying to complete as many prompts as I can with one book, and then as I get closer to the end of December I look at where I can double up prompts so that I can complete the readathon. That's how I work. So then I kind of push myself in November and then try to take the stress out of it in December. But like a lot of people, December is usually a quieter time. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case for me. I am literally in the process of changing jobs from the 1st of November. I am starting a new job because I can't do things by halves. I have got a new house and now I need a new job, apparently. So that's great. But if it's quieter, or if I get chance to cut my commute time again and work from home, then I might have more time to read. And I actually get a lunch break at this job, so that's pretty cool too. I could read. Next up we've got Arch Nemesis, read a book with an epic battle. I'm sure I can find many. I've got Battle Mage by Stephen Orion, which I literally just mentioned him, but I have got the first book in another one of his series that he's written previously, and I am sure there's going to be at least one epic battle in that book, so we will probably use that one. And I will start a whole new series at the end of the year, because why not? The other great thing about this readathon is there are a number of free spaces. So I think there is a total of 3 free spaces within this readathon, all under like different titles. So they are Victory Parade, Time to Nap, and Everything is A-OK. You can read whatever you want for them. Again, usually the free spaces are the ones that I double up in the end, if I'm completely honest, but we'll see what happens this year. Next up is Giant's Book, read your longest or physically largest book. So I might tweak this a little bit and possibly go physically largest as in physically tallest and read something like The Stardust Thief, because I've got an American arc of that, or The Justice of Kings, or even Wraithblade, all of which are taller than my normal UK paperbacks. So I'm kind of probably fudging that a little bit, but to me I think that would work better rather than trying to put pressure on me to read the longest book on my TBR. I don't know what the longest book on my TBR currently is. Let's have a look, shall we, while we're just chatting. So if I go to want to read, obviously this is not up to date, not every single book I want to read is on here. But we'll see what happens when I do this. I think that's currently lowest, so let's try it the other way around. Okay, so my top books are all George R.R. Martin books. And the top one is A Storm of Swords, which is 1,177 pages. In the UK, I believe that's split into two. And then it's more George R.R. Martin, which I can't read because it's not in the right order. Then we've got The Veiled Throne, which is the third book in the Dandelion Dynasty. And then it's The Way of Kings. So The Way of Kings would probably be the book that I would have to read, and that's just over 1,000 pages. But again, it's two separate books here in the UK, so maybe not. They're all really sequels, they're not really the first book, which is pretty typical if I'm honest. I think the only one that I could probably read would either be The Dragon Master Omnibus, which isn't one book, it's like 3 books in one, which is ridiculous. But then the first book that I could actually read is The First Binding by R.R. Verdi, and that comes in at 832 pages. So I have options, but I think I'm going to do my tallest book and kind of change that a little bit. Then I've got Useless MC, a sequel you have low hopes for. Now for this, I am thinking of reading Bloodmarked by Tracy Deonn, and it's not that I expect the book to be terrible, I don't. I'm hoping it's better. But I have low hopes because I didn't enjoy the first book as much as I wanted to. When I read it and I gave my review, I did sit there and think, well, there was a lot of telling not doing in my opinion, and I don't want that to happen in the next one, but if that's the way that the author writes, maybe that's going to be the case to carry on. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping I love the next book, but I think that's going to be the one that I put for that. Then we've got Age Gap MC, Love Interest, a book with a trope you hate. Now, I don't really know if I actually own or even want to try a book with a trope I hate, because I hate, like, the pregnancy trope. I hate... what else do I hate? Miscommunication. But I also don't like... it's not hate, but I don't like love triangles. But I'm sure that's easier for me to find a book that has got a love triangle in, because most YA has that in some description, so maybe we'll do that. Then we've got Beanstalk, which is green book cover or a book with plant themes. I've no idea without looking at my shelves, couldn't tell you. Then we've got Clout Readers, which is another mini boss battle. Then we've got Cryo Sleep, a book you keep forgetting is on your TBR. Many books. So for this, off the top of my head, what I've already like found is like Plain Bad Heroines, All of Us Villains, Malice by Heather Walters. What else have we got? Any Robin Hobb book, really. Actually, no, that could be another one for a sequel I've got low hopes for, which would be the next book. I think it's Royal Assassin is a sequel to Assassin's Apprentice, because I gave Assassin's Apprentice 3 stars. I'm hoping, again, that the sequel is better and I'm going to enjoy it more, but it might not. Anyways, I digress. So yeah, I've got a few, and I'm sure as I'm unpacking boxes, the thing is, I'm going to find many books that I don't remember having. Be prepared for an unhaul. It is coming. Then you've got Robot Side Characters, a book featuring tech or robots. So any sci-fi book, I'm sure I could find something like this. Altered Carbon, Zeroed Out by Jacob Markov, which I have started and I need to finish. That would be a really good one for that one. And he's an indie author as well, so that is always a good shout. Love a good indie book. Then we've got Crash Landing, a book set on another planet. Again, any sci-fi book. I'm looking at possibly trying the Children of Time series by Andrew Tchaikovsky. I never say that right, I'm ever so sorry. Or A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. That could also fit that prompt, so that would work. Next is Capitalistic Hellscape, a book that either was expensive or looks expensive. I think I might either read Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. Wasn't too expensive, to be fair, but it looks, and they are expensive now, like they sell for ridiculous prices. It is a special edition from the Broken Binding. I have the whole series as special editions from the Broken Binding, so there's that is an option. There are probably many other books that I could read that are expensive, or look expensive, because obviously I have a lot of special editions, and that's just how they look. They look pricey because they resell for ridiculous values, as I have found out, because I am desperately trying to find copies of the Diviners series by Fairy Loot. Like, if anyone's got this series, they've tried the book, don't like it, and want to sell it for a reasonable price, hit me up, because I want that series. I loved the first book. For me, when it came out, backstory, it was either between the Greenbone Saga from Illumicrate or the Diviners, but I assumed the Greenbone Saga would sell out faster, and it didn't. It actually hung around for a little bit, so I should have bought the Diviners by Fairy Loot, but I didn't, and then I could have had both. It's one of the biggest regrets in my book buying history. But anyways, and then I've got Missing Parts, continuous series. Pretty simple. I'm in the middle of many series, so I could do that. So yeah, I could continue any series because I'm in the middle of many. Then we've got Escape, a book with found family. Most YA books have found family, so I could probably find something quite simple with that. Spooky, a book with a dark cover. High fantasy either has white covers or dark covers. I can do that. That's cool. Again, without looking at my shelves though, I don't know, and I haven't actually started setting up my shelves yet. As I'm filming this, next week we are waiting. We have a delivery on Tuesday for our fridge freezer. I've been using a cool box for the past however long I've been in this house, 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks, as my fridge, and it's not going well, let's be honest. But if that delivery comes at a decent time, then me and Jack could go to IKEA because we're both off. So the book room is pending at the minute, but it's just not there yet. Then I've got Slasher is Coming, a book with a supposed twist. I've got so many YA thriller mystery books that I need to read. The new Karen M. McManus book, which I can't remember the name of, but it's green. The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, I think. I have other things that I haven't read yet. The Diviners sequels, I could read for that. So something. Run, a fast-paced or short book. You could find a short book. I'm hoping to read a few short books. Some of them will be YA, and that is why they'll be short, but you know, we're just going to run with it. Then we have got the final boss battle, and then we have 2 more, which is always double tap, read a book from another one of the strength weakness prompts. So when the mini boss battles release and I see the strengths or weakness, whatever comes first, or whenever I want to do this, prompts release that link to what we've chosen, I will choose another one, and then we'll just pick a book for that. So watch my vlogs and that will be in there. And then it says surprise ending, but they have put don't worry about this one, XOXO, so we're interested in what that's going to be. Honestly, the creator put so much effort into this readathon. I love it. The artwork for this is insane. It's so good, and they do merch, but I think it's easier to get the merch if you're in the US, because I feel like they are US based. But like I said, I will link the Twitter down below. That'll be there for you guys, and from there you can find the graphics, the announcement video, the original creator, all that stuff. It's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing of reading. I'm hoping to like re-find my joy of reading, smash out quite a few of my review copies that I've been very kindly sent by authors, all indie authors. I am so grateful. I am so sorry that I haven't managed to read anything really, and I've been really behind on my reviews. I have just not been in a great place physically, not necessarily mentally, purely for this move. I don't know where half my stuff is. I am still unpacking as we go. Me and Jack actually haven't had a day in this house together yet, which is bonkers seeing as we've been here for like 2 weeks. But that's going to change, and we will obviously get to doing everything. I want to paint this wall. You can kind of see it here. It's pink. I don't want it to be pink, but it's fine for now. But yeah, that's everything for this video. I have already got a plan together for the rest of the year's content. Like, I have planned the next it's only 2 months, but I've planned it. I've got it all written down. I've got an idea of what I'm doing. You would have seen already, moving vlogs have started to come out. They're probably going to range in like length and interest level, quite possibly, but I'm just documenting it for me, basically, and if you want to watch, you're more than welcome to. But there you go, that is everything for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. It really supports me and my channel. Leave me a comment down below of whether you're going to take part in this readathon, or any readathon actually you're going to take part in the month of November. For me, this is my plan for November, December, but I know some people will be taking part in November ones and then December ones. If you don't want to leave me a comment and you just want to leave me an emoji, leave me either a black or a pink heart, because those are the colours of the readathon. If you want to see more of me, I am coming back. I am. Please consider subscribing down below and ringing that notification bell to get notified every single time I upload new videos. I am going back to uploading every Wednesday and Sunday, so be sure to stick around for more bookish content from me. Otherwise, that's everything for today's video. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you soon for another video. Bye.